What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. So this is not the normal Honda, but we are on our way to grab the Honda Accord that I am pretty thrilled to go grab. It's been over a week, I would say, without it. I did a little bit of work on my grandmother's CR-V, and I've been driving it recently just to put some miles on it and stuff like that. And the truck's been a little bit out of commission, so I've just been rocking this thing, which I do enjoy. This thing has 93K on it. I just fixed a little torque converter shutter that she had by doing a drain and fill on the automatic transmission. I did 2 drain and fills. It took like 2.5 to 3 quarts each time, and I got a bunch of extra fluid left. When I get there, I'm going to check the fluid level in her garage where it's nice and level. You're supposed to let it turn off and then, or turn the car off and then wait a little while before you, go back to it to check the level. And you actually check it with it off on these vehicles, which I thought was interesting. GM is always on checking the tranny while it's on. So that was interesting to see. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. We're on our way to get the Honda. I left it in her garage in the meantime, so we are headed over there to get that. So let me know if you guys enjoy this. It's just sort of like a vlog style here, and we'll see if you guys enjoy it. I'm just gonna keep on trying to, talk about what we're doing and just honestly make some content, because I've been not making enough content and I need to get some out there. So just show you guys what I'm doing. So hopefully I can try to make at least a weekly video showing what I'm doing, and just have you guys keep tuning in. And those of you that want to watch that kind of stuff, cool. If not, and you want to wait for the car videos, because there will be more car videos. I'm still doing car stuff, but I do think it would be cool to just do a little vlog, because I do a lot of stuff, whether it's on other people's cars or just in general car stuff. I work somewhere where there's cars. You guys may know that I work at a dealership working on GM vehicles, so that is something that I do. So I eat, sleep, breathe, and I live cars. It's kind of my thing. So if you guys are like that too, you'd probably align well with my lifestyle. It's all about it. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoy this style of video. Anyway, I'll check back in with you guys when we get there. There it is. She lives. Alright, I'm going to check the transmission fluid in this thing and back the car out. Alright, let's see if she starts. Oh yeah. Like a champ. I know this is not going to be the best experience. I did forget a part of the GoPro mount for the dash that I wanted to use, but it is nighttime and you guys probably wouldn't be able to see anyway, so I figured I'll just show you guys a little bit of just cruising around and just how I go around town. And this car, I wanted to talk about the drivability of this thing. It's really quite good. And when I'm not reaching for the shifter because I'm holding the camera, it's not too bad to shift. The clutch is decent. It's for a $60. A lot of people probably don't know, but one of the first things I did before I had the channel, put in a $60 eBay clutch, an XTD eBay clutch. Yeah, there's a bit of a scene going on up here. I may have to pause the video, but a lot of officers up here. But anyway, it's just a stupid XTD like stage 2 or 3 clutch. It was like $60 on eBay. I never thought that it would be what it would still be in the car now on 10 pounds. Granted, I don't launch the car, I don't track the car, but I do a lot of pulls, and I guess the car doesn't make that much power, but regardless, I really haven't had any problems. Maybe a little bit of throwout bearing noise, and I slipped the clutch pretty decent. I'm not the best stick shift driver. This is my first stick shift car. I mean, I'm not bad at it, but you know, I'm not the best, and I really haven't had any problems with this clutch. It's been really good to me. Even in traffic, it doesn't get too hot. So I really think that it drives well for a $60 clutch when most people are going for like an Exetti or something like that. So keep that in mind too. Not a bad idea to try out an XTD clutch because it is nice and the pedal's not too stiff. So I'm not really sure what of anything is going to get saved of that. I had an SD card error, so hopefully it's recoverable. I don't know. This could be the intro to the video, but if this is the intro, it's a pretty crappy intro. I hope it doesn't have to be. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, the car is pretty drivable. I don't really have any issues with it. It always starts. It gets pretty decent mileage. The mileage is probably around, I say, in the 26 to 29 range. I think I got it at 29 before when I first turboed it, but the tune was probably different at that point. And the tune right now is maybe a little bit richer. But regardless, it's really not too difficult to drive. And I do enjoy it. It's okay as a daily, obviously not in the winter in New England. That's just not gonna fly. But you know, that's why I have a truck. So I would like the truck to be operational for winter, and this is going to be my summer car, so I can save the gas money driving this thing all throughout the summer and you know, just enjoy it. But it is what it is. If I got to take it down for the winter for something, I will. And I think that's the good time to work on the car, is during the winter when I can disassemble it and not have to worry about wanting to drive it. So that's going to be when I do major projects now, I think, is in the winter. And let me put it in 4th gear so we're not screaming RPMs. But yeah, it's pretty good. You can see the air fuel ratio, you know, being like in the 13s right now, and it's probably because it's cold. And I think temperature has a little bit something to do with the tune. But there's areas that are 12, there's areas that are 13, and I'm always going in and smoothing. It's really tough from day to day though when the weather varies. You can change something one day and then it'll be bad the next day because the only thing that was different was the weather, and you were tuning like I run these Hondas. I don't run an O2 sensor, and in the truck I haven't been running an O2 sensor either. I just run it in like total you know, closed loop setup where we're not getting any fueling from, you know, the rest of the O2 sensors. So based on that, you kind of have to tune the map perfectly, and it's tough to get that going on. And you know, it's pretty close though for me. And I'm okay with pretty close kind of guy. I'm not always tweaking. I do tweak quite a bit, but I try not to get obsessed because you can drive yourself crazy. See, like we got a patch here under load that's like 14.8, which is pretty good. And I saw like, yeah, see, right around there is 13.5, and then we got 12 around 20 inches of vacuum, which is, it's kind of rich for that section. So, you know, really we'd like to be around 15 at 20 inches of vacuum. And at 10, we'd like to be at 13.5, and then maybe beyond there, we could be at like a 12.5 or something like that. Up in this range where we're almost getting into boost, we could be at like a 13. But I tend to lean on the richer side just because it's safer for the vehicle. I don't know. Tuning is not really that crazy, guys, especially on Hondas. It's pretty easy in my opinion. Timing is probably the sketchiest thing that you'll mess with, and as long as you stick to a conservative number and you know, if you feel like you're not making enough power, just turn the boost up and maybe turn the timing down a little too, you know, and just chill with that. I feel like that's the best way to go with these. But as far as drivability of a turbo car, I honestly think it's fine. It's great. I love it because it makes the car feel better, you know, it feels more like it should. And in my opinion, it's more fun to drive why wouldn't you want to drive a fun car as your daily, you know? And it can be annoying at times, guys. Don't get me wrong. Like, I get in some people's cars and I'm like, wow, this is so quiet. This is so nice. But then I went ahead and I made my truck kind of quiet. So in the end, the truck is quiet. So if I want something quiet, I can just drive the truck. And if I want something that's kind of rowdy, I drive the Honda, you know, because this thing's always loud. I'm not going to be that guy. This is green, but I'm not going to go. Anyway, yeah, so I'm not that picky when it comes to a daily. Some people would not consider this a good daily. It doesn't have AC. You know, there's just a lot of things that make it a pretty poor daily. But for me, you know, it does everything I needed to do. It takes me from point A to point B. It has like an aftermarket radio with some speakers, and it gets decent mileage, and it can boogie too. But there's somebody in my way. I was gonna do a little rip here. I'll get one in on the way home, don't worry. But yeah, this style of video is interesting for me. I'm just kind of letting you guys know what's on my mind and what's going on. But yeah, lately the family thing that's been going on, you know, that's taken up a lot of my thoughts, and you know, to me, it's not at the top of my priority to make videos, and maybe it should be, because I know that the channel's grown. We're at 5,000 subs, guys, and we're doing awesome, and I'm just really stoked to be at this point, and I don't want to throw it away. I want to continue. I want to carry it on. So I just have to find that way for myself to be satisfied making these videos, and you know, just find happiness in it. And I know you guys want to see this stuff, and I just got to get it out to you. So that's that. I had my head buried in the truck for a while. The truck's almost ready. I got a couple of final problems to work through, but it's pretty much ready for the winter, and hopefully the transmission lasts through the winter, and then during the summer I can mess with the transmission and I can be driving this, and vice versa. You know, that's just, I want to kind of switch off with the big projects, and maybe at some point I will try to do something with this, like build the motor or something. I don't know if it'll be this winter. Maybe I'll get bored, but you know, if I decide to build the motor, I think that would be pretty sweet. But I also don't know if I want to build this particular motor. You know, I think it might be advantageous to do a different build on the side and then just drop that thing in at a certain point. You know, I could just slap it in, and it wouldn't take that long to actually do it, as opposed to the car would be down for, you know, I don't know, possibly a few months if I were to try to do it otherwise. But you know, while taking this motor apart, and this motor's kind of clapped anyway, it leaks. It seems like it's smoking now, which that could be the turbo, I guess. I'm not really sure what that is. Yeah, I don't know. As long as it stays on startup, I don't really care that much. I'll continue to rip it on this motor, but if it starts to smoke all the time, then, you know, I'll probably tear it down. But I'd like to get another motor to start building that, because I think that would be cool, and we can see what this thing will do. Before we put that motor in, we can turn this thing up and see what she'll do. And I know that's what you guys all want to see, but I'm not someone that likes breaking something. I feel like I have something good here with this car. It's on 10 pounds. It's totally a blast. I can drive it normally. It's totally streetable, you know. There's not like a rowdy cam in it. I got good vacuum, good power brakes. It's not like the truck, I want it to be like a daily, but I ended up putting a huge cam in it, and the brakes are like, the vacuum pump's kicking on, vibrating all the time, and it's still cool. I still like it. I'm like totally a sucker for like sick cars, and I think it's dope still, but it's a little bit more rowdy than I was anticipating, I guess. I didn't know what it all would be like. And that's what it all is. It's all experience, you know. I haven't done anything like that before to a vehicle, so totally new for me. But yeah, this video is probably getting pretty long at this point. But I'm almost home here. Just gonna, you know, ditch a couple of these slow pokes here, hopefully. But I need to take some videos, some flybys. That's kind of what I'm really into now. I think flybys would really show you guys how this car sounds, because you can't really get a feel for what it sounds like from the inside. It just doesn't sound the same as the outside. I personally have only heard it from the outside maybe once. I never hear anybody else drive it. You know, I hardly hear anybody rev the thing, so it's pretty crazy to, you know, have that. Had never happened before, you know. I never hear my own vehicle, which I want to, because I know that it sounds good, and I want to be able to hear it. Anyway, finally got a little something. There's a little bridge there. I always like to rip it. Has a nice sound to it. But yeah, guys, this thing is just, it's fun. It's not the fastest thing, but I can still punch it in fourth, get a few pounds of boost in there, and get going decently fast with just like a quarter throttle. Like it picks up. It's nothing like driving a stock Honda. Like when you drive a stock Honda, you know they're not fast. They're really slow. They're laggy. You got to put it in high gear and punch it if you want to get up a hill. This thing will cruise up hills at 40 miles an hour in fourth gear, like maybe pushing like a pound or two of boost, like barely. But like, so what? That's like what the turbo's for. It makes the car more drivable, and you don't always have to slap the biggest turbo on there that you can that doesn't start making any boost till $5,000, because you know you're gonna tack out. It's not about that, you know. It's not about making the most power and all that stuff. It's about drivability, in my opinion. That's why I don't dyno the car, you know. I never have dynoed the car. I know everybody wants to see the numbers, and I'm curious too, but I also don't want to know the numbers because I feel like it'll disappoint me. I feel like it's gonna be like, oh, the car makes like I don't know, 220 horsepower to the wheels, and I'm gonna be like, oh. And I'm thinking this whole time I'm making like 250, and it's only like, you know, or maybe it's like 190, you know what I mean? And I'll just be like, oh my god, that's not a lot. But compared to what it was stock, and the amount of power you make on the RPM curve, you know, it is a lot. Because stock, this car probably only put down like 85 to the tires, you know? And so when you think about, you know, 85 to like 175, that's a lot. You know, that's a big difference. And it's not all the time, but it is at the top of the RPM band there, and you get some down low power from a turbo as well. So with all that in mind, you know, it definitely makes a big difference, guys, and it changes everything about the car. And you don't just use it on the top end, you feel it everywhere. And the noises it makes, you know, that's also cool. So I don't know, totally worth it in my opinion. I can see some people not liking that there's no AC, but other than that, you know, it's perfectly good daily, I think. You know, people daily bigger pieces of junk. This thing really doesn't break down on me. The only time I had problems was battery problems. I had like a fuse that popped in the back, and then I had, I don't remember what I think I had another problem with it, but I ended up getting it started in the end. Oh, it was at the gas station. It almost left me stranded because I had like some kind of, and it was in the tune. It was a tune problem. It was my fault. So in reality, this car has been really good to me, and I cannot complain. And yeah, also these wheels and tires have made a huge difference, I think, as far as the drivability of this car. I really love the RPF ones. They're really awesome, and the tires are awesome. The Firestone, the Firehawk Indy 500s, they're just a super grippy tire. I never have traction problems in the dry. It always hooks up, and I used to spin a little bit here and there, but these tires always hook. And even in wet weather, they hook pretty good. I really haven't spun them too much in the rain, which is impressive. My other tires used to be a smoke show in the rain. It would just light it up. So to have, you know, total control at all times, and the wet weather traction is pretty good. But I mean, at times going 70 miles an hour when it's super wet out can be tough, and it doesn't really like that. But you know, it is what it is. It's an ultra high performance summer tire. You know, it's not, what do you really expect from it? It's not designed for driving in inclement weather. It's a performance tire. So that being said, I am home, and that's probably gonna cap it off for this video, guys. But hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'm going to be taking this thing to work from now on. I'm excited to have my baby back. It's been too long, in my opinion. So without further ado, I'm going to shut this thing down, and it'll remain here until another video, and I'll hopefully try to make another one for you guys this weekend. I'm gonna make a tuning video or something like that where I go through and do a little bit of tuning. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this little vlog style video, and yeah, peace out.